looking below, it's actually picked me up. So if you look here, you've got an image of face detection and names there, Geek Street. Just above there, it's also said person detected. So how clever is that? The fact it can identify a person off a picture that's taken, very clever. Hi there, today we're unboxing a Wi-Fi camera. So this particular one is by Simcam and it's a Simcam 1S. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. Let's have a quick look around the packaging. So it works with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa and IFTTT. They say down here, no false alerts, no detection miss out, no subscription fee and no privacy compromise. AI push alert, AI event recording, dual band Wi-Fi, so 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz supported. So that's a bit of a new one here. Only other system I've seen supporting this is by Reolink. Free local storage and AI activity zone. 1080p recording, starlight night vision, lag-free live stream, two-way audio and 360 pan and tracking. Person detection, facial recognition, car detection, pet detection, object tracking. So let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. Okay, so I've laid out all the items you get in the packaging, so let me quickly go through them one by one. You get a user manual, and if I open up the booklet, this is what you're presented with. All details are in English on this. You get a double-sided 3M sticky pad for sticking the camera onto a surface. You get two mounting components, so the way this works, this sits on there, and the camera slots onto there. So very different from what I've seen previously. Screw goes into there and then four around here onto your wall. So that's to mount it directly onto a wall. And you've got a bag of fixtures just to show. So raw plugs, screw, you've got some Allen keys in there, very small ones, and a reset pin with this as well. Next we have a power adapter. Output is 12 volts, 1 amp, UK socket on there. Cable length is 2.8 meters. DC connection point on there. Slim cable on there just to note. Build quality seems reasonable. Next we have the camera. I'll take the protective film off here. In terms of height, it's 12 centimeters there, 7 centimeters over here, 6.2 centimeters this way. Height of the camera alone is 8.5 centimeters and the depth here is 6.3 centimeters. The camera itself, the lens area, glossy black finish on there. The rest is just glossy white. Coming around the sides, there's nothing there. Coming underneath is the bracket to adjust it. You can see it's motorized as well, so you can even hear the motor if I spin it. Feels very strong, the motor actually. I'm just surprised you can hear it like this. At the back you've got a speaker, you've got an access point here, and this is where your micro SD card will be placed, and there's a reset pin over there. Power point there, mounting location there. Coming underneath you've got 3 rubber pads so it doesn't slip along a surface. Build wise, it does feel nice and strong. Looking at the front of the camera, so there's an indicator LED up here. You've got the infrared lights there, lenses over there, light sensor is here, and microphone point is just below that. Let's open up the back of the camera. So the bag contains an Allen key here. So if I just place that in position and open this up, screws out. If I just take the plate off now, you can see there's the card slot and the reset point there. You can use the pin that comes in the bag there and just show just there. You can just place that in there to reset the device. Looking up close, it looks like there's already a micro SD card in there. So let me pull that out for a moment. And there you go, it comes with a 16 gig micro SD card. Let's plug in the DC connector. So it goes in the point here. And just to note, connection point is really tight. It's a rubber seal around there. And just to show, so we'll plug in the other end once we've got the app installed. Let's get the app installed for the device. I'm at my Android phone here, go to the Play Store and we want to search for Simcam. That's the app there. Let me click install and give it a moment. Now it's installed, let me click open. It needs access to storage on the device, click allow, and we need to sign up with an account here. So if I click sign up and let me fill in my details and sign up off camera. I've registered my account, let me click login. So this is what you're initially presented with. So view list of all cameras and add a new camera here, click the plus, and it looks like they've got some details below. And let's quickly go through there. Wi-Fi details, scans in a QR code, swipe down to refresh camera list, details here. It's good. So a quick preview of all the options on there. I'll keep going. Interesting one here, secure important area. Choose at least 3 points to create an important area. If the area is invaded, alerts will be sent and videos will be recorded. Coming across, face recognition details there, and that's it. So let's click skip and let's get this set up. So let me plug it in first. Okay, so it's initializing in the background. While that's going on, let's click plus. Press and hold reset button for 5 seconds. Okay, so let's reset this device.
Starting up, please wait.
There you go. We'll select this and now click next step. Please enter your home Wi-Fi account, password, and press next step. Okay, so it needs access to pick up, and there you go, that's the one. Let me enter my Wi-Fi password off camera. Now I'll click next step. So now we need to scan in the QR code.
Connecting Wi-Fi, please wait for a minute.
Okay, so it's scanned it in, and I'll click next step here. Click refresh. There you go.
Connection succeeded.
Excellent. So it says connection succeeded, and I've hit refresh and you can see it's appeared straight away. So nice and easy to add in. Next, let me run through all the options you have available on the camera. So looking over here, you can see the one camera. If you had multiples, it will appear just below that. Now you can see a play button there. If I click on that, it will start streaming the display. And if I put my hand in front of it, just to show the delay on there, a slight lag there, a couple of seconds I'd say. Yeah, about a 2-second delay, but picture quality looks very clear. Now, if I click here, it says allow Simcam to take pictures and record video. Click allow to that. Record audio, allow to that. And there you go, you've gone into full screen mode. So you can pan and tilt by swiping. So if I click OK, response-wise, it's not too bad. You can hear the motor going. Now, if you did have someone in the room and you were panning, this will give them an indication that it's being used. Now, it's up to yourselves because sometimes you don't want people to be made aware. So say you did have a break-in and you're spinning the camera around, it will probably highlight them. So one thing to keep in mind. Okay, looking at the options available, so at the top you can see HD. If I click there, you can see SD, HD, and Full HD. So if I click on Full HD, picture quality looks very clear on this. Now coming below, if I click there, turned on the speaker, so I can now hear what's going on in the background. Click it again, turns it off. Click here, takes a snapshot, initiates a record by clicking that. If I hold on to that, test 1 2 3, and that's to talk out on there. Clicking here, focus object monitoring, highlight the object with red frame, notification will be sent, and video will be recorded when the object is moved or disappear. Okay to that, so you can set a focal on a certain object, we'll test that later, and this is focus area monitoring. So if you want to focus on a certain area, for example, they're showing a picture of a door, you can do that. Okay to that, and we'll come out of there. And here we've got the siren. Trigger alarm. Okay, turn that off, and that's all the options you have available here. And just to note, picture quality is very good on there. Let's take it down to standard definition. You can see the quality reduced, HD, and then finally Full HD. Okay, coming back from here, looking at the options below. So if you look on the display, you can see a play button there. So I can start streaming straight away, and it's playing live now. So if I now put my hand out, you can see it appear. Now, looking below that, you've got a private button. So if you wanted to lock it down so it's no longer capturing video, you just click here. Camera is in sleep mode. Would you like to open private mode? Confirm to that. It confirms the settings successfully done, and there's a padlock on there. So now, if I click there, can't stream it. If I go to full screen, nothing happens. And if I move my hand over this, nothing. Now, if I press that again, it will come out of sleep mode. There you go. Press it now, and it starts streaming again. And just to prove, hands there. Now, looking next to that, you can see detecting. If there is a person in the monitored zone, you will not be alerted. Do you still want to turn off person detection? So you can turn off detection.
Setting success.
Next, you've got LAN mode. The AI event notifications and recordings in the monitoring area are still valid, and permissions on remotely seeing the video stream and recording will be turned off. So this is quite an interesting one. So this will actually turn off remote connectivity on the device. If I click confirm, you can put a pattern to lock it. We'll just skip that for now, and it's in LAN mode. You can see there. If I take that off, so this will now allow me to remotely view this as well. If I click confirm. So that's quite an interesting feature. Not seen that before on other cameras. The fact you can stop it from remote connectivity, meaning if you were worried about your privacy and people connecting to it from another location, this will stop it and it will lock it down, which is good. Now, coming over to settings, let me briefly run through these. Device's name, you can rename it here. Device settings, coming in there, you can change the picture quality. You can see here, mute it. You can flip the picture as well if you put it in a different angle. Disable night vision, a useful one to have if you place it inside your house, pointing outwards, and it went dark. The LEDs reflecting on the window can be turned off. That's good to have that. Pedestrian tracking, that's an interesting one. Next, coming back, video encoding format. They're the two formats available. Click cancel to that. Camera working schedule. Work all day is selected, but you can set a custom time on there, a start time and an end time. So you don't have to have it going and working all day. Certain periods if you wanted. For example, if you know you're going to be home in the evenings, you don't want it going on then, you can turn it off and just have it during the daytime when you know you'll be out. Coming back, camera information, firmware details, IP address, alerts, video duration, AI detection. Coming down here, a lot of options. So you got person detection, pet detection, vehicle detection as well, show detection area, zone settings, so you can set a zone. Coming in there, clicking OK, and you can just pick your points, and that's that area selected. I'll cancel out of there for now. Show monitoring area, and then below that, zone settings. Again, you can just pick an object, and if anything happens on that object, then you'll be alerted. Let's click OK and back to that. Back again, face recognition. Clicking on the plus, you can add in different people in your household. If I click here, you can see different variations there, and you can give it a nickname. Interesting functionality, not seen this on other cameras either. Coming back again. Playback, so this is where you can go through the footage and play what's been recorded. LED, so the LED at the front of the camera, you can get that turned off. Time zone, firmware, NAS hard disk configuration, that's an interesting one. Now coming in there, if you had a NAS server, you could get it recording directly onto that. So that's quite useful. So say for instance, the camera itself got stolen, you had a NAS device set up, it's still being saved over there as well. SD card format, below that we've got reset Wi-Fi. Click on that and it will reset. So if you want to redo the settings, you can do it via this. Coming back from here, and that's it. That's all the options you have available on the camera. Looking on the app, you've got camera, alerts, so any alerts that will be picked up will be shown here. Library, anything that's been taken in terms of pictures or video. So you can see the picture I took when I was showing initial demo of this. And then video, that's the short video I took. Clicking on settings, so additional details there. That's all the options you have available. A lot in there, I was quite surprised. So a lot of granular information, and looks like a lot of AI smart sort of technology built into this one. Next, let's measure how loud the Siren is on the camera. So I've got my sound level meter here, and if I go quiet for a moment, ambient noise levels in the room are 35.5 decibels. Now on the app, if I hit the Siren button, trigger alarm, so 105 decibels coming out of this. Next, let's test out remote connectivity. So I'm on my Wi-Fi network at the moment. Let me just hit play. And it's working at the moment. And now if I turn off my Wi-Fi, it's connected to 4G. And if I now press play, there you go, it's appeared. If I put my hand out for a second, move it away, still got a 2-second lag, just to note. Now, if I lock down the device, so you can't remotely connect to it, if I click LAN mode, click confirm, if I had a pattern, obviously then it will lock it down and no one will be able to unlock it unless they knew the pattern. But I'm skipping that for now.
Setting success.
There you go, so that's now locked to LAN mode only. If I click play, nothing appears on there. padlock's there, so you can't do anything. So remotely, you can't view this if it's in LAN mode. Now, I'd say if you are worried about your security, make sure you put LAN mode on and you put a gesture on there. So no one can connect to it then and disable this option. So if I now turn it off, so I can remotely turn it on and off as well. Patterns there, I'll do skip, click play now. So there you go. Functionality is good. The fact you can lock this down so no one can remotely connect to it, and the fact you've got the security feature of the gesture, which is good. Let's test out the smart monitoring capabilities of the camera. So if I go into full screen, let's start with the first one here at the side, and this is called focus object monitoring. If we have an object, it will monitor that object, and if it moves or disappears, you'll get alerted. I've got a beanbag footstool here. If I select it like so, click the tick here, it's saying setting success, and now that's monitored. Now what that means, if I now go over and move it, you'll get an alert. Now that's just a one-off alert. So if it's moved or something's happened to that object, that's it. After that, it won't continue monitoring it. You'll just get a single alert. So let me demonstrate that now. Drop that down now. Person detected. That's the first thing you get. Let me come back. And the highlighted area has disappeared now. So if I now go to alerts, you can see it just over here, object monitoring. So now by selecting it, it shows the footage that's been captured and the object's there and disappeared. So it's picked that up, and also part of its detection, it's also detected person. So obviously it's picked up me walking close in the shot, and it's detected that. So there you go, there's me in there as well. Now that person detection side of things, now coming back, going into full screen again, it's easier to do it from this option. If I now click that, focus area monitoring. Now if I click OK to that, and I can now pick an area, so I can pick the door, like so. It's set it successfully now. If I walk very quickly past and then try going to a door, let's see if it picks it up. Okay, so you can see it tracking me first of all and not seeing any alerts come through, which is correct because obviously I'm not in the area, the focus area, which is over here. Now if I walk across, that's the focus area. Now it should pick up someone's there. Move away. There you go. Person detected. How cool is that? So you don't have to monitor the whole area. So there you go, it's picked it up. Now if we look in alerts, you can see the top alert there, person detected. If I click on there, give it a moment to load in the alert. There you go, that's the one. Let's let it play. And there, it's reached the region and it's alerted me straight away. So very clever functionality on here. The fact you could monitor an object, and if that changes in any way, is moved or disappears, you get alerted, and that's only a single alert. After that, it's cleared. And then you've got the area detection. So you can have an area being monitored like I showed there. The door was being monitored, and as soon as the area is compromised, you get an alert. And you saw the speed isn't too bad on that actually. And the fact it is detecting a person in the area, which is very clever, the fact it's able to do that. Next, let me try just putting an object in the way of the door. Let's see if it picks anything up. So now I've got my ruler here. I'm just bringing it into the area. Will it pick anything up? Let me just dismiss this one from before. So it doesn't pick up random things. And now if I go in, arm goes in, . nothing so far. And now if I go in, there you go. So there you go. If I put an object in the area, it won't alert me, but it will alert me if it detects a person. So obviously I've got person detection highlighted on that. So if I go here, AI detection and person detection, when someone enters the monitored area, notification will be pushed to the mobile phone. Now if I turn that off, and now let me try putting an object in the area and see if that picks it up. So that doesn't pick anything up. So there you go. Has to be something specific to notify you about. So if there's just random movement, for instance, if you've got it pointing out the window and it's just a tree moving around in the background, it shouldn't alert. It will specifically look for a person or animal or even a car, supposedly, as it says. Next, let's test out the speaker quality on the camera. I'll place my microphone close to the camera, walk out the room, and I'll speak into my phone via the microphone, and let's see what the sound quality coming out is like.
So I've left the room now and I've initiated the microphone on the phone, and as you can hear now, this is the sound quality you're going to get from it. So test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, and even standing outside the room, it does sound pretty loud.
Next thing worth mentioning is the face recognition on there. So if I come into settings, face recognition, you can add in multiple people in here. Now you can see there, nickname Geek Street. So I've scanned my own face in, obviously named it there, and if I now come back, go back again, go to alerts, looking below, it's actually picked me up. So if you look here, you've got an image of face detection and names there, Geek Street. Just above there, it's also said person detected. So how clever is that? The fact it can identify a person off a picture that's taken, very clever. Next, I wanted to show the Google Home and the Echo Show functionality on this via Amazon's device. So Google Home Hub wise, there's a few issues at the moment, so it's not working. I have reached out to Simcam team in the background and they've confirmed they're going to need another month to get that functionality working. But in terms of the Echo Show, it does work. So I've got my device just over here at the moment. One thing to mention, so if I go to settings here on the camera, video encoding format, and looking over here, it has to be in H.264 standard mode for this to work. Now coming back and going to the app, this is the skill you need for it. And now if we look in devices, cameras, Simcam's just over here. Just has details about it, nothing more. You can't look within the app here. You can only look via the Echo Show. So now if I say show Simcam.
Okay.
There you go, that's appeared now. If I put my hand over just to give you an idea of lag, still no. That's appeared now. If I put my hand over just to give you an idea of lag. There you go, that's appeared now. If I put my hand over just to give you an idea of lag. There you go. Stop. So it does work. A number of seconds of delay on this, just to note, but it works and it works quite well. Other ones I've seen, so other cameras which can stream, a lot of the time the lag is really bad. I've actually seen it up to a minute previously, where literally you go to the camera, you wave your hand, you come back, it's still not appeared. So this isn't too bad considering what I've seen previously. Functionality does work, but I don't really think it's usable to a point where you could just live stream like you're watching off your phone, for instance.
Here's a sample of the picture quality to expect from this. This is on full HD at the moment, 3 meters away, so you can get an idea of the sound quality the mic's going to pick up. And walking back, hopefully it will give you an idea how smooth it can be in terms of footage that's being recorded. Records at 30 frames per second, just to note. Here's a recording showing the night vision quality on there. Again, I'm 3 meters away from the camera and walking backwards. You can see how smooth the picture quality can be. It's picking up frames quite well.
Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of the Simcam 1S. Very simple to set up and configure. Impressed how it's got this inbuilt AI. You can pick out an area to monitor, pick an object to monitor as well, and clever enough to detect when there's a person in the image and alert you as well. Alerting wasn't too bad, pretty responsive on there. Comes with a micro SD card, which is great, so you don't have to buy anything in addition. I was surprised by the fact that it works on both 2.4G and 5G Wi-Fi. And it has privacy functions on there, so you can lock down the camera so it's not recording anything or taking any sort of motion detection. And you can turn it into LAN only control, so remote connectivity is not possible and no one can view it remotely. So there you go. I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.